This world has been sundered by a tide of arcane energy. The winds of magic churned into a maelstrom. The Tome of Fate drew me north to find out why. It guided me to a distant fortress steeped in blood. A battle was fought there. Though long over, the spirits still lingered. In the shadow of a broken portal, the trail ended. It was here the tome conversed with the dead. They told of Urson, the bear god of Kislev, lost in darkness. A noble prince ventured to save him, yet he strayed from the path and was corrupted by chaos. Savior became executioner. A single shot, bound in faith forsaken, pierced Urson's heart. And so the bear god roared. The tide that broke the world. Spirits, where lies Urson now? Is he here, in the north?
Beyond the maelstrom, in the realm of chaos, in the forge of souls.
Is he alive?
Wounded and dying, imprisoned in shadow.
What shadow? A demon's?
A master of the dark.
I knew who shackled the bear. Belacor. Only a fool would challenge Belacor. And yet, the power of a dying god, there is no greater prize. A mere drop of Urson's blood would break my curse, ending my servitude to this accursed book. Free to profit from its secrets. But Urson is locked in the Forge of Souls, deep in the realm of chaos, and I cannot enter this nightmarish domain. All routes have been sealed by the maelstrom. There must be a way. The tome unveils a spell to summon a portal, one to bypass the maelstrom and create a door into chaos. Knowledge to bargain, for I need an ally, one who is tempted by the power of the god bear and can withstand the horrors within.
Welcome, everyone, to Total War Warhammer 3. Today, we will be playing through the Realms of Chaos campaign, a story-driven scenario centered on rescuing, or slaying, the captive god Urson. Step 1 is to pick our faction. And I'm sorry for the viewers at home, but the Order factions are right out. Kislev are just painful to play as right now, since they have a frankly awful starting position, and for some reason their Tier 4 Ice Guard can be killed by Tier 1 Marauders. If you don't win the fight in the first salvo of range fire, you're in real danger. And Cathay, Jesus, if you thought the elves were arrogant. I can't play as them for more than 10 minutes without the second-hand cringe I'm experiencing, setting off nearby Geiger counters. Mechanically they're fine, but personally I just cannot stand their vibes. So that leaves Chaos. There are 4 Chaos Gods we can choose from. But who? Who can give us what we need to lay waste to the world of man and bring about the destruction of all that is good? Well, let's think about it. Khorne, the Axe Father, the Blood God. Tempting. Tempting. Grandfather Nurgle, god of disease, death, and rot. Very tempting. Zeech, the Changer of Ways, god of magic and trickery. Ooh, I like that one. And Slanesh, the Dark Prince of Excess, she who thirsts. Yes, enough said. But why just choose one? We don't need to be picky, and with a bit of shrewd cunning and some giant brass balls, we can claim the power of all four gods, remain undivided, and get the benefits of all four with none of the obligations. A plan with no drawbacks. The Legions of Chaos will be our faction. They're a simple faction to play on paper, able to field a very diverse army from all four demonic families, as well as call upon some mortal units. We also have the opportunity to ally ourselves with any other Chaos-aligned faction, lacking the usual monogod diplomacy debuffs. Our faction leader, the Demon Prince, is able to grow into quite the powerhouse with the various boons the gods shall grant us, both on the campaign map with Demonic Glory, and on the battlefield through the Reign of Chaos. Through Glory we will earn new powerful units as well as personal power, and through the Reign of Chaos, the more damage our Lord does, the more the gods themselves will intervene in our battles. So, let us begin.
A new evil enters the world. A prince of Kislev, reborn a prince of darkness, a champion of the Chaos Gods.
Kislev will fall. It will kneel before me, before Chaos.
You think too small for one so powerful.
Have you forgotten, Seer? I killed Urson.
Why stop at Kislev when you can give Chaos the world?
No more twisted words.
Wait! Urson lives!
You lie.
Wounded and dying by your hand, but alive. The Shadow has him still.
Bellicor will pay for his betrayal.
The god bears power. It is yours for the taking. So take it.
The realm of Chaos cannot be entered. No one can cross the maelstrom.
I can. I will guide you back to the Forge of Souls. All I require is one drop of Urson's blood. Finish the job you started, mighty God Slayer.
God Slayer. World Slayer. Urson's power is mine.
Our goal is clear. The Demon Prince must harness Urson's power and claim the mantle of a god. I have brokered a pact and will guide him to his desire.
Advise me, as my brother once did. Take me to the Chaos Realms, or suffer his fate.
Prince of Demons, God Slayer, the ruinous powers watch, waiting for you to make your mark on this world. The deeper the scar, the easier it will be to wrest Urson's remnants from Bellicor. First, establish a capital. This will alleviate the attrition from which you currently suffer. Your new fortress is all but complete. Claim and dedicate it to one of the Chaos Gods. Yet do not linger, for trespassers approach. Colonists from Nordland attempt to settle the untamable lands. in a mistaken belief this will quell invasions from the north. Wipe out the gullible fools at their beachhead, the Bay of Blades. Then make the Scalings pay for failing to protect lands that are the dominion of Chaos Undivided. The other Norscan tribes should be conquered and subsumed into your burgeoning realm. And across the Sea of Claws lies even fatter prey. The Empire is within reach, but beyond that fractured nation, the so-called Motherland. Kislev, the nation which abandoned you, whose god you had no choice but to slay. The leader of Ursun's cult, Kostaltin, musters a force to enact revenge against you. Meet them head-on and harvest their miserable lives to power your own vengeance. As you gather your forces, the Tome of Fates ponders a way to return to the Chaos Realms. Your form remains malleable, so use this to your advantage and wield the Legion of Chaos. A prince will become a king, and then a god.
We start nice and simple. We have a small enemy army on the field. Let's go smack them around and use this as a chance to explore our comp a little bit. As the Legions of Chaos, we get access to all 4 Chaos God rosters, giving us a pretty diverse opening hand. We have Khorne units, powerful infantry that's all about killing stuff as hard as possible. You can't get much simpler. We start with a single unit of Bloodletters. They're pretty flimsy, but they have very good offensive stats, and the unique passive Hellblade, which gives them a big boost once they kill over 40 enemies. Next up, Nurgle units, big monsters with big health. We'll probably be using these bad boys as meat shields and tanks. These opening Nurglings aren't exactly strong, but they do well enough in bogging down enemies for the heavier stuff to do its work. Tzeentch units, ranged units of all sorts of flavours. Our starting army has 3 units of Horrors, 2 blue, 1 pink. They do arcing volleys of flame damage, great for massed infantry, not so much against armour. Finally, Slaanesh units. They're a bunch of flankers, thrusting deeply into the enemy's tender nether-regions. They're all fast, lightly armoured, but have absolute razor blades with good micro. I do not have good micro. And lest we forget the man himself, the Demon Prince is our very own builder monster. But we'll get to that later. For now,
I present you with mewling victims for the slaughter. Indulge yourselves.
With the battle over, we get ourselves a choice. We can dedicate this battle to one of the 4 Chaos Gods to earn glory and a boon, depending on who we choose. Or we can offer them to Chaos Undivided. But that's more to worry about whatever we need in the moment. Now we have our capital, the Doom Keep, which we can dedicate to a god. This will decide what buildings the city has access to, as well as what glory it generates. We'll be dedicating the Doom Keep to Tzeentch. This also unlocks our first unit of Marauders. Technically we did start with a unit of Slaanesh Marauders, but anyway. Marauders will be forming the backbone line infantry for now, but we'll be replacing them with the much more exciting Warriors eventually. Until then, they're not much to worry about. In thanks for our dedication, we are given, for free no less, our first hero unit, an iridescent horror. Moloch Iridescent Horrors are spellcasters of Tzeentch, which, rarely for a hero, also functions as a little artillery piece. This one has the Law of Tzeentch, a mostly offensive law based on setting shit on fire. It also comes with a handy morale debuff, the ability to steal magical reserves from enemy spellcasters, and a boost to allied damage resistance whenever it casts. Now, onto the Bay of Blades. The enemy scored 0 kills, but we lost 8 units. Whoops. The Bay of Blades is ours, and we dedicate it in honour of Nurgle. The plan is, with our starting province having 4 settlements, I'm going to dedicate each one to a different god. That way we'll have a good base for filling out new armies. In future we will be dedicating whole provinces to the same god so we can build all the spicy buildings. Now we get to the real meat and potatoes of how this faction works. This is the Demonic Glory track. It's our combination research tree and experience tracker. We have equipment, units, improvements, and entire mechanics from the other demon factions. We don't have a lot going on just yet, just a few starting items, the ability to recruit flesh hounds and plague toads, and this is the first corn offering that gives us a bonus against Slanesh-aligned factions. Probably won't come up. But it's time to get dressed. I won't be going super in-depth into every little change I make here, as every single item has different stats, passive abilities, bound spells and the like, and also sometimes I'll be changing equipment just for the sake of a single battle, so I'll be keeping this to the background unless something really fun happens. For now, we'll be outfitting Chernobog here as a pure melee combatant, combining the Pestilent Wings and Serpentine Tail for 2 sets of constant damage on anything that gets into melee. Now then, our first intention should be to establish a firm foothold in Norsca. We'll be sending Chernobog northeast via the Icetooth Mountains, taking out the Scalings, then switching back until we reach Hellspire. That should give us enough opening territory to get a few good armies together. Our first battle against the Norskans. This is going to be a bit more tricky compared to the paltry Empire forces we've faced before. These guys actually brought skirmish cavalry, and their ranged axe and javelin throwers can hold their own in a brawl. So the usual flank 'em and spank 'em trick isn't as much of an option. The best bet here is to force them to clump up and use magic as much as we can.
Monstrous theater, we shall not disappoint! Spread!
Thankfully for us, Norscan units don't really like getting into fair fights. If they're not winning, they'll rout pretty quickly. We do unfortunately lose the Nurglings as they get caught out of position, but losses are otherwise minimal. The Longship Graveyard is ours, and we replace them with much more useful Nurgle Marauders instead, with some Khorne Marauders as a treat. Also, for some reason, Village has these 2 guys with 2 units each just running around. I don't know what he's up to, but no doubt it's all just as planned. Keeping an eye on him for now. Annoyingly, one of the minor Norsca factions snipes the settlement before I can get to it. Shame. The idiot lost half his army in taking 1 minor settlement, making this an easy auto-resolve. That gets us our first full province. We have enough extra income to begin a new army, so say hi to Cran, Lord of Prowess, the Herald of Khorne. It'll be a few turns before we have the infrastructure for them to really do anything fun, but dedicating some new takings to Khorne will speed that up.
They must die.
Half of this stuff isn't even defended. What the hell? Not going to complain though. Oh, now I'm complaining. There's no winning this fight. My best bet is to send Cran to intercept at Longship Graveyard while Chernobog raids their homelands. On that note, Chernobog gets some fun upgrades, including a nice big hammer and some fun magic we'll see shortly. Village, I swear to the ruinous powers if you take that city before I do. Sirth Ek makes his move. It's a lot of basic infantry. It's winnable, just need to be smart.
Command! Kill! Kill all for Khorne!
We're lucky enough that this settlement comes with 2 units of Khorne Chaos Warriors. Warriors are a big jump up from Marauders. Heavy duty boys with big shields. They're slow, but the enemy isn't smart enough to pull back their skirmish cavalry in time, so we'll do some good damage early on. Unfortunately, with them just having more than double our numbers, room for strategy quickly runs out and it turns into a slugging match, which I just can't win.
Khorne's greatest warriors! Retreating!
But we've cost the Varg dearly, cutting their army in half for their efforts. We'll be back for them later, with a much bigger army. Right now though, the Varg army is well out of position, leaving the settlements they've just taken wide open for Chernobog to circle back and retake the lost territory.
All this world will blacken and die. You and your followers are not excluded.
Okay. And Village was kind enough to just burn the Varg out on my behalf. Barely even needed to fight these last few battles. Thanks, Village. Still don't fucking trust you.
The Tome of Fates calls to me, foretelling of a way to elude the Maelstrom and enter the realm of chaos. The dying god will roar again. We must prepare. Muster an army that can withstand the terrors you shall face.
Now the game really begins. In 10 turns, the portal will open and will... Oi! Village, you fucker! Well, unlucky for you, I've got some Tzeentch magic of my own. As I was saying, in 10 turns the portals will open and the real race for Ursun will start. And as if by providence, we're given a Plague Ridden by good old grandfather. Plague Ridden are tanky casters. Not exactly great fighters, but they can hold their own. Much like Nurglings, they're good at making stuff blob up, so you can get the good old magic damage where it counts. Speaking of, this particular Plague Ridden brings the Law of Death, a debuff and damage heavy law. Probably the one most commonly available in the whole game, but that doesn't diminish its uses at all. Purple Sun, my beloved. Ooh, and the Blood Reaper. Gods are just spoiling me today. Blood Reapers are just bigger bloodletters. They're melee bullies that specialise in eating chaff infantry, then moving on to the bigger stuff once it's scored enough kills to trigger Hellblade. They also make for great agents on the map to soften up targets before the big throwdown.
Execution!
The god bear roars in pain. A death rattle felt across the dimensions. Its arcane energy rips across the mortal plane, creating rifts and scarring the world with gateways into the Chaos Realms. The Tome of Fates knows all. The rifts are our opportunity to reach the Chaos Realms. Now, I truly earn my fee. And yet, the gateway opens both ways. While we may traverse the rifts to enter the realm of chaos, or even be transported to far-flung areas of this world. We must close the gateways not required, or the demon tide that flows forth will lay your lands in ruin.
It begins. With heavy infantry in tow in the form of the Khorne warriors, it's time to make our move.
To trespass upon the Chaos Realms is to step into a nightmare. 4 domains ruled by their cruel masters. Nurgle, the master of plagues. Slaanesh, the lord of excess. Tzeentch, the changer of ways. And Khorne, the blood god. We must visit each realm and steal a soul from a demon prince. For it is these souls, one from each of the great powers, merged together, that shall light the hidden path to the Forge.
Reality sags and splits apart, revealing the lands of Nurgle, great lord of decay. You must reach his fetid mansion to gain the prize.
The realm of chaos, a place unbound. The constraints of the mortal dimensions have no effect here. Only the whims of the dark gods matter. Yet there are places where no ruinous power claims influence. In the Forge of Souls, Be'lakor lurks, and Ursun dies. Until we have the 4 demon prince souls, it will remain out of reach. The land of the Plague Lord. Be cautious where you step in this putrid domain. Nurgle's realm is a garden of bloated flora and fauna, desperate to spread their infected spores. And at its center lies the mansion of the Plague Lord, the great sagging edifice where Nurgle himself works to concoct his greatest poxes. Guarding the mansion's gates is the Gardener, the favored demon prince of Nurgle. Destroy him to claim his soul.
I spied the mensch and the one that lived within. Then I decay, and I withered.
Welcome to hell, everybody. If you thought Caelid was bad, the Scarlet Rot's got nothing on this. Our task is simple. We need to run across the breadth of this place, get to the Plague Moon at the far end, and then gun it for the mansion. Ideally before anyone else manages it. This whole time, we're going to have demons swatting at us and constant ticking attrition. The air around here is real spicy. Time for our first big battle. Nurgle armies are all about attrition. Huge health pools, debuffing effects like the Cloud of Flies or Slime Trail. Very often they'll also have regeneration. In a battle of attrition, they will win. Now, I mentioned before that Nurgle likes to form big blobs. This can work in their favour with infantry bricks, not so much when I have missile units that deal flame damage, or ponder that! Yeah, so because we're in the realms of chaos, this whole place is just made of magic. So we get access to the unique Cataclysm spells. What you just saw was Gehenna's Golden Globe, the Law of Metal Cataclysm. Fucking love it. Clean sweep with only minor damage to some bloodletters. Also, you may notice that the ogres and Scarbrand are tooling around Nurgle's domain. That means we need to get a move on. Thankfully, Scarbrand appears to be struggling. The attrition's getting to him and he keeps losing fights. So long as we hurry, he probably won't be strong enough to stop us. Back on the home front, our herald is bringing the good word of the blood god down south, landing at Wrecker's Point to teach the orcs a lesson in anatomy and hubris. The plan is to start spreading south. Wrecker's Point will give us a good foothold in the northern wasteland to start stroking out into the Empire at large, and ideally, Marienburg. Oh shit! Poxmaker's got wiped. Well, that's one less rival to worry about. Just didn't think it'd happen so early. Well, rip bozo, I guess. Alright, time for the home stretch. Our first survival battle.
The mansion of the Plague Lord. The crooked manor of Nurgle. None would survive crossing its threshold, but the gardener will come as soon as we trespass upon its outer defenses. Capture the canker tree in the Garden of Blight. This will give you a foothold and grant us supplies to reinforce for the struggle ahead. There are 2 other trees you will need to claim, and so dominate the battle. Nurgle is amused you have made it this far. Slay his servants, and ensure he will not mock you again.
We need to push our way through this fetid swamp, taking and holding the 3 icons as we go. It's going to... Hey, I'm trying to do a thing here. This is supposed to be a dramatic battle between... This music isn't even... I want to be taken seriously!
The first soul harvested. When all 4 have been gathered, they will combine into a single light, revealing a shadow path to the Forge of Souls. then Urson will be within our reach. But what's this? The tome consumes the soul's energy, reaching across time, revealing secrets.
It was the Old Ones that shaped this world into a paradise. Yet the power they harnessed to move sun and rock could not be tamed. Raw magic erupted from the great cataclysm, flowing forth from a realm of chaos. So came the demons. They hunted the mortals, feeding on their souls. Yet one of their prey betrayed his kin and embraced the gods of chaos. They gifted him demonhood, and he became the first demon prince, Be'lakor. He clawed at the world, scarred it with his armies, reveling in the bloodshed. Those who seek power will always want more, and Be'lakor's lust was the greatest of all.
Gods of chaos, have I not fed you souls? Have I not given you the world? Give me more power. Answer me!
The four gods punished the demon prince for his arrogance. They took everything. His armies, his power, his form. Cursed to roam the world as a shadow amongst the shadows, powerless for eternity.
Damn the gods!
Be'lakor has spent millennia planning his revenge on the Chaos Gods. What twisted scheme has his dark mind constructed? We look upon the mortal lands once more, having ventured into the realm of chaos. The Tome of Fates thrums with the power of the twisted soul trapped in its pages. To reach the Forge of Souls, we require 3 more. We are not the only ones who seek the dying god. They employ their own methods to cross the veil into the realm of chaos. We must act with haste